Hey, this is Susan at Tipsy's World. I'm going to do a quick comparison between Dremel 240 grit sanding barrels and Ryobi's 240 grit sanding barrels, and both of their holders, which are basically identical except for the Ryobi is slightly longer and is chrome colored and does not have the deep stop on it that Dremel has. Other than that, they are identical and they are interchangeable, which is nice. I'm going to try these out on this frame I have that, well, yeah, pretty. This is a mold frame. So I'm going to do some smoothing and see how well they hold up to each other. This is the Dremel. I'm barely touching the wood. I'm just letting the sanding grit do the job. Okay. Do a swap out here. I'm using a Dremel 4000. For this comparison. As you can see, this one sits quite a bit closer than the Dremel did. Again, I'm barely touching the wood, just letting the sandpaper do the job. I use these molds for leather work. I don't have a CNC machine, so I have to make my own molds the old-fashioned way. Okay. Take this one off. Oh, this one comes out a lot easier than the Dremel. The Dremel is like, Hold on. Okay. Ryobi. Dremel on my left, or your right. Now, I noticed the Ryobi seemed to be bouncing a little more, but it could have been just wood. They seem to be about equal as far as the wear, and they both still have a lot of life on them. They apparently, in the unscientific world that I live in, because I don't have a science degree, the work they did seemed to be pretty spot on to each other. I guess you could let your pocketbook do your deciding on these. I use these sanding bits for my leathercraft also. If I'm doing edges, sanding edges after I glue them together, I need some fine tuning or have tight spots that I need to get into. I'll use these for that as well. And having the 240 grit can save me a lot of time moving through sanding the leather edges. So all in all, I like them both. I like the Ryobi. It is slightly longer. I mean, it's almost indiscernible, the length difference. For some reason, I always had trouble getting the Dremel out of the shaft. I really have to loosen it a lot. Now it comes out fine. And the Ryobi, I had no problems backing it out. So I would let your pocketbook and your devotion to brand, if you have one, be your deciding measure on this. But I think they're pretty much dead on comparable wise. So thanks for watching.